Hey guys, so what I'm going to be showing you how to do today is to perform the eccentric heel drop exercise. Now this is an exercise that we typically give to patients who have an Achilles tendinosis diagnosis, meaning that the Achilles tendon is beginning to degenerate. However, it also works terrifically with Achilles tendonitis diagnosis, as well as any patient that has restricted ankle range of motion. Now it's called an eccentric exercise because what we're going to be doing is, as we perform the movement, the fibers in the Achilles tendon, as well as the fibers that make up the muscles in the calves, are going to be lengthening as we perform the movement. And what that does is, by loading the tissues as they lengthen, it's allowing those fibers to build strength and stability in a lengthened position, as opposed to most exercises we do, they're going to be building strength but in a shortened position. This one, they're going to be at their maximum length as best we can get them to, and having to be subjected to that tension. What this is going to do is it's also going to help stimulate blood flow, particularly to the Achilles tendon fibers, and that blood flow is going to bring with it extra nutrients, extra healing factors to help repair any damage that's occurring. So without further ado, let me show you how to perform the movement. I'm going to show you how we typically instruct it to be performed, and then I'll give you some modifications for those of you who the traditional way might be a little bit too much. So we'll come over to our wall here. So today I have a step ladder that I'm going to be using. Typically this works well with any kind of a box, stool. You can do this on stairs if you have access to them. If you're at a gym and doing this, you can stack plates on top of one another and use that. You essentially just want to create some distance between the object you're using and the floor so your heel can drop down. So what you do is you get onto your object you're using. I'm going to recommend that you use, put your hands up against the wall for support. You'll see me drop one hand down just so the step ladder is not the most sturdiest that I'm using. But what you're going to do is you're going to start and you're going to perform a traditional calf raise to start. So you're going to go up onto your toes as high as you can. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to kick one leg off. I like to wrap it around the back of the other heel. And now you're going to slowly lower that leg down. And if you can, you want your heel to drop below parallel. When you get to the bottom, you're going to pause. You're going to bring that other leg back. And now you're going to stand up. So to show you again, you're going to go up onto your toes as high as you can. Kick that one leg back. Slowly lower down at a nice tempo. I typically like to go anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds in tempo. Pause at the bottom, bring the other leg back, and then stand up. What you don't want to do is stand up using the leg that you're working on in the bottom position. That's a recipe for getting injured. You want to stand up with both legs. Now, if you're performing that exercise, and it's either too much load, you're feeling a lot of tightness in the front of the ankle, or it's just not comfortable to perform, there's other ways you can modify it. If you're doing still the single leg, this is what else you can do. If we repeat that movement and we're doing the single leg, you're going to go up as high as you can. Again, bring the leg back so you're on single leg. However, instead of dropping below parallel, you're going to go right to about parallel there. Pause, bring the leg back, and stand up. That way you're still performing the exercise and getting the lengthening, but you're not going below parallel, which might be placing too much load on the Achilles tendon. Now, if that's still difficult, the other way you can modify it is to just use both legs at the same time. This will help take load off each individual tendon. So what you'll do is you'll repeat the movement. You'll do a calf raise, but now you're going to just slowly lower down as far as you can go. Ideally, if you can drop below parallel, do that. If you can't, stop at parallel. Here now, I would say bend the knees a little bit, come back to start before you push back up. So guys, that's what the eccentric heel drop exercise looks like. Again, it is a great exercise to use, especially if you're having Achilles tendon symptoms or restricted ankle range of motion. Stay tuned for other videos in the future, but otherwise, ciao for now.